Here we go. It's vacation season has arrived upon us. I just got back from one, and they're about to leave on some. We're all about to leave on one.
Yeah,
So
we're all about to leave on
vacations
one.
are coming. They're coming for everybody. How do we respond, or how does that whole thing work? Because it's not just about your vacation. Regarding your nutrition and exercise habits and
Your
everything
whole
that goes on.
mindset.
Whole life.
Your whole routine. Your whole routine.
Gets thrown off as soon as that vacation starts to creep in your head that it's right around the corner.
Yeah, so right before you left for Vegas, you kind of started feeling like that was, I mean,
This one was a little
I don't
earlier
know.
than normal.
Like that, there was a week, and it wasn't the week before he left. It was like 2 weeks before he left. He's just like, I am ready to go. And was already mentally starting to, you felt yourself checking out.
Sure did.
So
The good thing is the week before I was actually kind of more dialed in. The week of.
maybe it was just because it was just all the anticipation of leaving. And I think we all experienced that before a trip. Like you're getting ready. You have a trip coming up at the end of the week.
I leave tomorrow.
I have a trip coming up a week from today. So a week from today, you guys will be here recording and I'll be at the pool somewhere in Florida. So the anticipation starts, it can start, weeks before any trip, and it just kind of hits you, and it can throw a wrench literally into any routine, any good routine. It doesn't matter. We're not exempt from this.
Sure.
Yeah. And mine is usually anticipation and excitement. Just going to say moms, I feel like it's a little bit more stress related versus anticipation. Is you do a lot of things. You got to get all the things ready for everybody. You got to pack Bill's underwear. You got to pack all his stuff.
Swim trunks.
And the kids and everybody
Yes.
else, and make sure the house is in order and all those things that, well, I can clearly forget about.
That is true, because last week I didn't think that you would be having to do more the day you left for your trip. You remember this.
Oh, yeah.
He went golfing the day you left for his trip.
Well, and when he was talking about leaving a day early to go see hockey, if the Blues ended up out there, and we're like, what's Deanna going to do if he's not?
I was thinking the same thing.
He has a plan.
Yeah.
And here I am a week out from a trip, and no kids are coming with me. And what's on my mind right now is thinking about all the things that need to happen in my home before I can actually leave the home to enjoy this trip. So you're right. For moms, I believe it is different in that way. And for you, where your kids are, whatever you're
Split between
going on
grandparents,
on an adult trip this weekend. So you're not, there's different things that we have to get ready before we go. And if we let all the things that we have to do get in the way, we can throw ourselves out the window.
Yes. So that's what we see happen all the time. All of a sudden, somebody's leaving for a vacation and they disappear for a week. We don't see them beforehand because, I just have so much I got to do before vacation. So much I have to do. I don't know. I don't know what the definition of have to do really is.
Things that I would, like to get done. I mean, we know we don't have to do anything, but there are still things that help the house run smoothly when you're not there. So that's what it really comes down to. Maybe not at your house, or I don't know, your house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are certain things, I really want to have the car clean before we leave, right? But
Sure.
Was your car clean before you left?
Nope.
Did it have gas in it?
Just enough.
Just enough.
But I can tell you, Michelle doesn't give a shit whether the car is cleaned or not. She doesn't care.
My car's filthy.
She's more interested in packing for the kids and making sure they have lunches that grandma doesn't have to worry about that for the next couple days at school.
Absolutely. It's just getting things ready so that while you're gone, that the things that I would normally do, I want to fill that. I want to make sure those voids are filled when I'm not actually there to complete the task. So that's really what it comes down to before we leave. But again, if I let that consume me and take over all the other things that I actually have to be doing and be present for the next week until I leave, I could end up coming up with excuses to skip workouts. I could use it to not eat well because I could say things like, well, I just don't have time because I'm too busy getting ready to leave, things like that. And that's really where we see the problems come in for people is the anticipation and the excitement are there, but there's also that overwhelmed feeling as well that stops them from keeping up with their routine.
Yeah, like going to the grocery store. Some people, we don't want to have groceries just sitting in the fridge for a week. So we just don't go grocery shopping the week before. We'll just eat until we're out, which is 4 days too early. And then now, well, I guess we have to eat out for 4 extra days because we literally have no food.
Right.
And then eat out the entire vacation. And then,
Probably a couple of days after you get back.
we'll
I will get to that part. Yeah, we'll get to that part because right now we're just talking about
before you leave.
Right.
Before you leave, all of the planning that goes into that. We see this with people just throwing themselves, literally, they're putting themselves on the back burner just to get ready to go. And so what do we do to combat this? What do we do to deal with this so that we are not just saying, okay, I'm leaving and my main focus is just focusing on getting on that plane or getting in the car and driving where I need to go. But how do we do that without completely throwing our routine and our good habits in the trash for however long that takes until we're back and get back on track?
Ever since I've learned BAM, the bare ass minimum, that has made things a lot easier. Like when I was checked out, I still had minimums that I was going to meet. My workouts still have to show up here. Was I going to do anything above and beyond, start a new project, something creative, or think of a new idea? That was turned off. But I was still had to show up every day, still, do my best here, and then still do all the same stuff at home.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to start new projects or, like I said, do anything new.
Yeah, and the BAM's awesome. And I didn't call it BAM. I used to call it non-negotiables, but now I call it BAM because I like the name. But it is true. If you have those things in place and they're set in your routine and you're planning ahead for them, you're more likely to stick with them versus saying, I will deal with this when I get back, or I don't have time for this right now. Like if you find yourself using that language, you can go ahead and assume you're going to follow through. You are forecasting what's going to happen. You've decided that you are checking out.
Yeah. And, if you're somebody who is dealing, like if stress is one of those things that's happening to you, then the workout is the one thing that you need the most. Yes. You need the workout to relieve some stress. Right. So like showing up for your workouts becomes that much more important because you're stressed.
Yes. There's that saying, the thing that, when you're feeling the resistance that something is on your mind that you're like, I just can't do this right now. That's when you might need that workout, that moment in time. That's when you might need it the very most. Mm-hmm. And I know sometimes we just think that if we remove it from our to-do list, remove something from there. But what that actually does is help you better able to deal with all the things on your to-do list, that list that you have growing in your head of saying, these are the things that I all need to get done before I leave. So the workout's not going to fit, but the workout's going to help you complete that list.
Yeah, you'll get it done faster.
Efficiently, because your mind is going to be in a better place. Mm-hmm. And that's where I come from with it before I leave. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know I'm leaving. However, I know all the things that I want to do before, and I'm planning ahead for it without using language like, I'm just going to quit this for this week, or I'm going to stop this. If it's too much, like Jeff said, I'm not going to add anything new.
Sure. I've started making a list, and then of all those things that I think need to be done, and then prioritize them. Mm-hmm. And because you'll find I had a list of probably a dozen things, but I really came to find out that really only 4 of them were important that needed to be done the week that I'm leaving.
And I'm guessing that it felt really good to write that down.
Oh, yeah.
Cross some stuff off and then look at the picture of what actually was going to be helpful before you left or needed to be done.
You're saying writing it down would be better than just replaying it in your head over and over and over and over?
I think that
losing sleep
it sure helps for me.
Yeah, writing it down is going to help. Making that list of things that you need to get done is better than replaying a list over and over in your head. Because what happens with that list is you might go through it once and you're like, okay, those are the 5 things I need to do. And unwritten, you replay the list another 5 times. You just keep replaying it, and all of a sudden
kicks in.
Yeah, and then you're like, there's a lot of things on my list, There's only 5. But I've thought about them for 5 hours straight on repeat. And each time I replayed it, I've somehow escalated the item to something bigger than it was.
Oh, yeah.
Sound familiar?
I've heard it happen to people.
I've done it.
My issue isn't beforehand.
So
as long as you have your ID and some cash, you can get whatever you need.
Make sure so next week will be May 7th.
Yeah.
Make sure you have a star on your driver's license today if you're flying soon, because that starts.
Yeah, I need the real ID.
You need the real ID.
I just went and did it yesterday.
Or have your passport.
Yeah, or have your passport. So let's shift to when we're on our trip.
Mm-hmm.
When we're on the trip. BAM is great on a trip.
BAM is good on a trip.
Your trip involves a lot of movement.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and even on the days that I'm doing a run while I'm gone, but I've worked in some movement because we're going 2 days early or a day and a half early. Worked in some movement on those other days, so I don't fall out of the routine. Now, am I getting crazy with the movement? No, but there's going to be some intentional movement, some walks, just to stay on track. I've got a plan to stay hydrated, to get those fruits and veggies to stay. Am I going to enjoy? Am I going to indulge in some adult beverages?
So wait, you can eat fruits and veggies on your trip and enjoy adult beverages
You
all on
sure
the same
can.
trip?
You sure can.
Oh, that's great.
And exercise.
You can do all that and still enjoy all of vacation.
And there still will be plenty of fun and plenty of good things to happen.
Yeah.
And that's
movement's always on mine. That's
Yep.
one of my bare minimums, some type of movement.
Your plan is exactly like mine. Whatever the trip entails, those are the things that I'm still going to focus on. If there's things available like fruits, vegetables, if I can include them in my nutrition, I will. Movement is a must for me mentally. So of course on vacation, I'm more relaxed, less stressed. So it's just, I enjoy it even more.
And I'm not going to lie, I look for runs and stuff, that are wherever I'm going, not just because it's a run, but just because the accountability. Like, I know that if I sign up for something, I'm going to go, and it won't be one of those lazy mornings laying in bed. Oh, I don't want to get up and go. Well, no, I'm signed up, and there's that accountability of getting up and going and doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So even of all trips for me to not get movement in this past weekend would have been the one, and still managed to squeeze it in. Like I said, I just felt better. 3 days of pretty much staying up way too late, having way too many drinks, still managed to find myself running down the Vegas Strip and 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning.
That's really cool because you probably saw a lot of interesting.
It's actually a lot of other people out running. It was pretty cool because it was probably 60 degrees, sunny. So it was like perfect running conditions. And then, there was a lot of people out and about running down the strip because it's pretty calm at that time. So it's pretty enjoyable.
If you're on a vacation that is somewhere that you've never been before, especially, and even if that movement for you is just going for a 20-minute walk or just a short walk just to see something different. I mean, that's what movement can look like. It doesn't have to be finding the gym. I rarely like to find a hotel gym. I'd rather, wherever I'm at, if the weather's nice, I want to get outside. But again, somebody else they may want to be in the gym. So whatever works for you that's what you should do, but don't discount including movement on any trip. Because I know sometimes when I talk to people about it, they're like, oh, on my vacation? Yeah, on your vacation. It actually feels really good. It's a great start to your day, especially if you can get it done in the morning. And then that frees you up to enjoy the rest of the day with whoever you're on the trip with, especially if you're traveling with little kids and a family. If you can sneak away, it's nice to have just a little breather.
Or if you've had,
as I've learned.
Or if you've had too many drinks, it just feels good to move and kind of get some of that out.
Yes.
Clear your body a little bit versus just sitting on the couch like a slug.
I don't even know if I could do that. I can't sit on the couch.
I can sit on the couch. It's not a problem. Just woke up from a nap.
Today?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you.
Rainy.
It is a good napping day.
Yeah.
So anything else for while we're on our trips?
No, I mean, you can still do a lot of good things and enjoy the trip. Fruits, vegetables,
Water. movement.
and enjoy all the other things that come with it.
Yep. Okay. So
Let's talk about getting back.
we're getting home. Anxiety's kicking back in. You're on the plane. You're in the car. Here comes the to-do list again. It's full force running through your head like mad.
Boy, mine was. 'Cause I left at 5:30 a.m. And then as soon as I landed, I actually had a text from Tina. Can you get the dishes done before I even got home? It's like, all right. There is no rest today, which is fine. I get it. I was gone for 4 days, so it's fine. So I had the dishes and a few house chores, but then I had to coach hockey, and I had to coach t-ball, then I coached t-ball again, and then finally get to bed at night. So like that was running through my head, all the things that I had to do with all the kids, which was good. And then it was back to work on Monday morning.
Yeah. So one thing that I do before leaving on a vacation is I actually do think about the days that I'm coming back and what my schedule is going to look like on those days. So I'm like looking ahead to see like, okay, what's on the agenda? What has to be done? Who has to be where? Like you had to coach, you had to be at those places. It wasn't like, oh, I can do that today if I want. Like looking at what my expectations are and then making sure that, so if I need to have my grocery order pre-planned, like I might do that on the way home or the day before I leave, I might sit down and get my grocery order ready or think about, okay, getting meals planned for the week, things like that, things that I would do anyway, but that I'm doing before I get home. And you walk in your house and it's like dishes, life is calling. And so that we're ready to get back on track with our week versus getting home and saying, oh my gosh, we didn't get groceries.
I need a vacation for my vacation.
Yeah. And a lot of times we do feel like when you get back, it's like, oh, it'd sure be nice to have a day at home, just back in our environment. So planning ahead for what might need to be done or what the expectations are for you, whether that's coaching or planning something or that you have a meeting or have to be somewhere. Of course, we all have to go back to work. It's just good to glance at that schedule prior to walking through your front door with your luggage and suitcase full of things that you're like, I mean, for me, it's like laundry, like right away. I'm sure you did your laundry pretty quickly right when you got home.
I didn't even get.
Is it still laying on the floor in your room?
Haha.
Have you unpacked your suitcase?
He did the laundry too, I can tell.
As soon as I walked in the door, I threw my laundry, and I didn't even do anything. I knew I had chores to do, so I might as well just get after it.
It was like walking in with your fruit and vegetables. You just stopped right at your
Stopped right at
the thing.
Shoved it in the washing machine.
I bet he sorted it, turned things the right way.
I wouldn't even have done that, so I can't.
Sort
No.
before you throw it in the washing machine.
Cold, you throw it all in together.
Everything goes. Active gear.
There you go.
Active gear. I don't want to.
I have that setting.
Oh, I don't even know what that means. I don't know.
My
You must have a
washing
fancy.
machine.
Wow, must.
So fancy.
Speaking
That's
of laundry,
very
though, let me throw
fancy.
this out.
Okay.
So, Michelle, we've gotten in the habit. We do a lot of VRBOs because it's hard to get a hotel for 6, right? So we always get a VRBO when we go somewhere, and they usually have washer dryers. Michelle, her plan is to do the laundry while we're gone. So we pack clean suitcases so you come home. In theory, that sounds good. But in my opinion, and don't you dare tell her this,
I'll try.
Sounds like I don't think we're going to need to.
I hope she never finds
she
out.
doesn't watch. She's doing laundry the whole trip, which to me takes away from the vacation in order to, have these clean suitcases to come home and just put clothes away.
I get doing it on the last day.
Yeah.
There's when you have 6 people, you can't get that much through.
Yeah, I mean, 6 people, you're going to do a load every day. I mean, I have been known to throw a load of laundry in on a trip, but spending a day doing it on it, I don't even spend a day.
Oh no,
at my house.
she's just doing one load, but it seems like every time you come back from doing something.
Yeah, everybody throw your clothes in the dryer.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one load of laundry.
Yeah, I'm gonna do well.
I guess that's another mom thing.
But again, if doing it that way stops coming home and having
it does
6 loads of laundry potentially, it makes sense to me.
Okay,
it makes sense to me. And if you're not the laundry person at your house, then it wouldn't make sense. I throw a load of laundry in every day. which annoys everybody at my house, except when the fairy puts it in their closet.
Oh, you have one of those too?
Yeah, we have a fairy.
See, we're responsible for our own laundry. Deanna does hers, I do mine, and then anytime we do it, we just grab whoever throws them, and then throw kids shit in with it.
Oh.
So it's kind of
See, I'm responsible for mine, and there's the 5 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't need to do laundry while you're on vacation.
Yeah.
No.
Why, you don't even care. Do you just pull your stuff out
Well,
so she doesn't do it?
I do care.
Anybody has any laundry tips for us? Let us know, because
Yeah.
we really went off
Didn't
on the
come off.
really went off on the laundry there.
But anyways, coming back, Josh, what's the biggest nutritional mistake you think people make?
Probably not having a plan, in my opinion.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, for instance, I'm grilling food today that will be in the fridge when we get back on Sunday,
Okay.
because we leave tomorrow. So yeah, but
it's already Thursday
so
tomorrow.
I'm cooking chicken and some brats, and some hamburgers that will all be in the fridge.
For the kids to eat.
Well, Caden and Cammy will be there while we're gone, but then
That way,
hopefully it's
still
not
there.
all gone. But then we will have food for Sunday evening. We'll make some veggies and whatever to go with it. But the proteins will be done, and then we'll have a start to our week, because we're going to hit the ground running. Because I've looked at that schedule, and it's
Right. And I'm sure groceries and things are going to be in order beginning of the week when you get back.
So that would be the biggest thing I see is like people get back and just like they didn't go shopping beforehand to have stuff because they're like, oh, we don't want to get all these groceries. Well, now they don't have anything when they get back, and then they're too stressed out with everything else that going grocery shopping is the last thing that happens. So then it's a whole nother week of eating out. And now this is actually stretched out for 3 weeks of having no groceries in their house for literally 3 weeks. So like last year, I know on our way home from Alabama, we were in the car and we had grocery drop off at like 9 o'clock at night. And as soon as we pulled up, they were actually dropping them on our front porch, which was awesome. So it's really easy to do, to just get on your phone and have it scheduled to have food dropped off at your front porch so you're ready to go to start your next week. But that's probably the biggest thing. And then people miss workouts. Oh, I'm tired.
It's the same as before you leave. You're stressed and you think the workout is going to remove it from your to-do list, but it's going to make you more effective. It's the same when you come back. You're tired, you're worn out, you think you need a vacation from your vacation, but the workout is going to, again, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to energize you. It's going to lower the stress. You're going to do the whole, before you started, I didn't want to be here, but now that I'm done, I'm so glad I came. And it's the same process.
That was me on Monday.
Well-
me and Kurt.
It's funny you mentioned that, because I saw you. I could look at your face on Monday morning at 6. He always works out at 6, and I could tell that the normal Jeff wasn't there. And I was wondering in my head, is he going to work out, or is he going into the office to do something? And he put a Facebook post out like 4 hours later that it was in his mind.
Had some thoughts going through. I was like, no, the workout's the one thing I actually need today is to do this.
Yeah.
And thankfully, buddy Kurt, he came in the same scenario. He was on the struggle bus too. So
Yeah, the last thing you think you need might be the thing you need the most. So, planning, it sounds like coming down with planning before, during, and after. And this doesn't have to be consuming. This can be where you employ that BAM, that bare ass minimum, so that you can do all the things that you want to do, and have some certain boundaries in place, really, of what you want the week before, the week of, and the week after to look like, or the before, during, and after. Like our trips that we have coming up are all pretty short, but
yeah,
it's the same. It's the same process. Whether it's a long weekend away or a whole week away.
yeah, it's pretty much the same. And I'm going to venture to say that almost anybody that's listening this has happened to you somewhere along the way. Like one of these things, if not all of them, have resonated with you. So really the idea would be to now it's take what you want and like look back and then decide, what do I want to be different next time? Start figuring that out. Like what part of your process of travel are you not happy with? Or you look back and you're like, oh man, yeah, I have had moments where we haven't had food for 3 weeks, or I didn't work out the week of or after or during vacation. Like all those things, analyze it and then what's the plan so that way you don't keep continuing down the same trap? Because otherwise you're going to, the habit of travel is going to be the same.
Yeah, your habit is that I check out. I check out before, during, and after. And then when I get back, I'm thinking, how did I get so off track? Chances are you can go back, like Jeff said, go back and look at a previous vacation time, and you'll be able to see where it is, and then pick something to improve.
Things don't have to be perfect.
No, just get your BAM in order.
Get your BAM in order.
Figure out what that is. So, and then it becomes easier. Then you can work forward from there if you know what your minimums should be. So, anything else?
Nope. I'm
All right.
good.
Well, happy travels this summer.
Bam.
Bam.